it's often a lot about simply understanding where the needs are so that we can address them and focus on the opportunity and not necessarily just the problem.
We've often got young people who might come to us with 10 to 12 different agencies that are supporting them, but they're actually not getting much help. So my first thing would be to kind of change some of the structure of all that, link them together, think about a person not as a disconnected person with all these little parts where, we're each beings, where all of those things are interconnected.
It sort of needs to map into the demand side. So the work that we do through our reconciliation action plans in creating the demand, we need to actually have a system that actually works closely with employers to match that demand, but also to create work readiness. I mean, that seems to be the key part, and it's not just the skill base or the technical skill base, it's actually about people being work ready, committed, having the resilience.
The biggest thing is about demand-led models. So we've been able to work with employers to create 60,000 job commitments, and now we need to work with governments and providers to try and help build the supply for those jobs. So I think the biggest thing that we can try and do is focus on, we've got the demand, how do we now match the supply and bridge those two together?
From an employer's perspective, we have opportunities, and how do we, match the demand to people who are long-term unemployed or even just general job seekers, and how do you do the linkages?
I think that employment pathways for young people is really important, and I think that wraparound services as well. So pre-work skills, the job skills around being in a workplace are really important for our members and the young people that they service.
Most young people don't come out of school pre-cooked for work, and that working in partnership with the community sector, with government and with employers is a really important part of getting young people into work and avoiding that long-term unemployment in the first place.
The definition of what is work that perhaps comes from the policymakers is at odds with what work is in the workplace. It's casual, it's often for shorter periods of time, 4 or 8 hours, and it's not necessarily full-time employment for people. So young people typically are working part-time, older people are working typically part-time, single mothers are working typically part-time. So I think we really need to change our attitude to what work is and what a job is.
We recognise that the government has of course accountability to taxpayers for the money that's spent in the system, but we think that there could be a great deal more flexibility. One of the most vital things that we think the system should do immediately and in any system that goes into the future is take much more account of what the experiences are of the people that the system is meant to be serving.